Before we get started, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Now you may be asking yourself, okay, great, this all sounds good, but are there any signs, indications that traditional banks, we understand the benefits that DLT-based systems can give traditional banks, but are there any signs, indications that traditional banks and financial institutions are even interested in leveraging DLT-based RTGS payment systems, real-time gross settlement payment systems for cross-border payments? Is there any indication that these banks are even going to leverage these technologies once they go ISO 20022, once it goes live in their institutions? Well, let's look into that now. So here we have Ripple. Ripple is the company behind XRP, shaping the future of cross-border payments. ISO 20022 overview. RippleNet. Now, RippleNet is their, sorry, I was calling it Ripple X in this video. RippleNet is actually their RTGS system, real-time gross settlement system, that is going to be able to leverage the XRP token and the XRP ledger in cross-border payments, should banks want to benefit from distributed ledger technology when it comes to instantaneous settlement. So that's their RTGS system. It's RippleNet, not RippleX. My mistake. So the world is converging on a new global standard, ISO 20022, the de facto global standard for modern payments, to help enable this next step in global interoperability. Remember, the word interoperability is used from time and time again by these financial institutions, and meet the evolving needs of our customers. Ripple is now part of the ISO 20022 standards body, the first member focused on distributed ledger technology. So Ripple is part of the ISO 20022 standards body, and they're the first member. I think XLM is also part of this body, but they are the first member to focus on ISO 20022 DLT-based RTGS systems. Awesome. So our bank's going to be using them. Ripple's blockchain network is now more than 100 strong. So more than 100, this is in 2017, more than 100 financial institutions have joined Ripple's enterprise blockchain network, RippleNet, to definitively modernize global payments, leveraging the full power of blockchain. What do you think these 100 financial institutions are? They're part of companies that deal with money, banks. The newest members of RippleNet include Air Wallets. I'm not going to go through these names, but Rack Bank, Transfer Go, and so on. So RippleNet is poised to solve the shortcomings of entrenched infrastructure and usher global payments into a modern era. So as you can see, if I scroll down, Brazil-based Bexus Banco, which processes cross-border e-commerce payments for more than 25 million customers, has joined RippleNet to connect with member banks in North America, Europe, and Asia. I mean, so much banks basically have joined RippleNet, which is an RTGS real-time gross settlement system that can leverage blockchain technology, and it's 100 strong. Is now more than 100 strong. Does that tell you whether banks are interested in joining or adopting ISO and using DLT-based systems once they become ISO, once it goes live? Do you think they're interested in it or not? Why would they even join RippleNet if they had no interest in using DLT-based systems for cross-border payments and all the benefits that it would give them? So let's look at RippleNet. What does it enable? Settlement in seconds, not days, as I showed you in the diagram, and deliver real-time global payments without tying up capital in destination markets. Okay. Free up working capital. I've already went through these benefits. Enable faster payments. And how does it work? Here's a better diagram than the one that I drew. So the sending institution wants to send dollars over to a receiving institution in pesos. The sending institution is ISO 20022 compliant, and RippleNet is also ISO 20022 compliant. They both can interface with each other because ISO 20022 enables greater interoperability between different payment systems. Now, this bank wants to use DLT-based systems for cross-border payments because it's better than the old system of having capital tied up and is slow, X, Y, and Z. So they're going to send dollars over. The dollar is converted into XRP, all done using XRPL, distributed ledger technology. And XRP is then converted over to pesos, and the receiving bank received the pesos. So it's XRP absorbs the value, is sent over to the receiving side, and it's exchanged into the local currency for the receiving bank, and there you have it. There is no need for any Nostro and Vostro accounts. There is no need for this bank to have an account with that bank and to have funds tied up in that account in order for settlements to occur. It's simply done via distributed ledger technology in seconds. And yes, banks are interested because over 100 strong, Ripple's blockchain network is now more than 100 strong. That's XRP. Now let's look at IBM support. IBM blockchain worldwide revolutionized cross-border payments. IBM is a massive company in the tech space, the computer space, software. So which currency are they going to be, which crypto are they going to be using? Here it talks about the current system and how payments are sent internationally today. And if you look at this system, it's very complex with loads of correspondent banks. So that here's one bank and here's another bank, but in between we have all these correspondent banks, and capital has to be tied up. It's just slow. The clearing flow is messed up, and the settlement flow, everything is just slow. There's no harmony. There's lots of friction. No one likes this. So with IBM blockchain worldwide, clearing and settlement finality will happen in their real time. And this is their solution, their RTGS payment system known as IBM Worldwire, where it enables real-time settlement quickly. One bank through IBM Worldwire, similar to the XRP system, but this is IBM Worldwire, and it settles with the other bank without the need for all these correspondent banks in the middle. Now, what are they going to be using? The IBM blockchain Worldwire difference, they're going to be using the Stellar protocol. Stellar protocol, which cryptocurrency is Stellar? XLM, the global payment network and asset registry, is going to be using Stellar. Now, to further confirm it, the IBM blockchain worldwide revolutionizes cross-border payments. IBM's latest blockchain announcement, IBM Blockchain, is in 2029 worldwide, is a standards-based clearing and settlement platform and new payment rail. It's basically an RTGS system, real-time gross settlement system, built and optimized for real-time cross-border payments based on the Stellar protocol. Now you may think, okay, but who is going to be using IBM Worldwire? Now let's go further down. IBM Worldwire. Is anyone going to be using IBM Worldwire? Let's see. IBM Worldwire, a global payment system powered by blockchain, overcomes the issues with current payment systems, providing a universal transactional facility for clearing and settlement of cross-border payments. IBM Worldwire supports cross-border payments in 73 countries, 48 currencies, with over 1,000 distinct currency pairs, providing the ability to move payments in real time, moving value as part of a streamlined connected operation. So as you can see, IBM Worldwire is used in 73 countries. 73 countries is going to be leveraging this technology, this RTGS system. And IBM Worldwire, this RTGS system is going to be using, what is it going to be using? It's built on Stellar, and it tells you here. Under IBM's partnership with Stellar, banks will carry out international transactions using Lumens, Stellar Lumens, Stellar's digital asset. See? They even say it on their website, ibm.com, Stellar Protocol. They're going to be using the Stellar Protocol in their IBM Blockchain Worldwire solution. In their RTGS system, it's going to be using and leveraging Stellar. That means they're going to be using Stellar for cross-border payments. That means Stellar is going to have to absorb the value of all the transactions going through Worldwire that's facilitating the movement of money from point A to point B. All that value is going to be absorbed in the Stellar token for these instantaneous payments to occur. So I've covered XRP, XLM. Now let's go into and roll into XDC. Now this is Impel. This is another RTGS payment system that is distributed ledger technology based. So we have Ripple X, that's DLT based for XRP. We have IBM WorldWire, that's another RTGS system that is DLT based for leveraging XLM. And now we have Impel, another RTGS system that is DLT, distributed ledger technology based, that's going to be leveraging XDC network. What's the XDC network? Zinfin. So the Impel is a fintech innovator that uses blockchain technology to deliver financial messaging, ISO 20022, with optional collateral for instant settlement. So they're going to have the option to send a message, or they're going to have the option for also instant settlement. But how are they going to do instant settlement? You can only do instant settlement if you're using a DOT based system and you're going to be using a bridge asset, if you like XRP, XDC, XLM. And in this system, it will be XDC and a bridge to the R3 Corda platform. So Impel would also have a bridge directly connected to the R3 Corda platform. Now you may be wondering, what is R3 Corda? Impel is going to be using XDC and it's going to have a bridge to R3 Corda. But what is R3 Corda? Now R3 Corda is aiming to bridge the gap between traditional and digital finance. R3 and 22 banks build real-time international payment solution on Corda DLT platform. So R3 Corda is basically a private blockchain for banking institutions, traditional finances, and it does not have a native token, but it's a private blockchain for these institutions. And there's 22 banks, R3 and 22 banks are building a real-time international payment solution on Corda DLT platform. So they're going to build an international payment solution on Corda DLT platform. Now, if they're going to build an international payment solution on their private network called Corda, which is a DLT distributed ledger technology platform, but this platform does not have its own native currency, then which cryptocurrency blockchains are they going to be leveraging? Well, we know one, XDC, because we know there's going to be a cross-border payment, there's going to be a bridge that's connected to R3 Corda, and Impel is going to be using XDC for cross-border payments, and it's also going to have a bridge connected to R3 Corda, so that bridge can leverage XDC as well, because it's going to be connected to the XDC blockchain. So here we have 22 banks. Enterprise software firm R3 and 22 and its member banks have developed a solution that leverages distributed ledger technology to enable fast, efficient, and cost-effective cross-border payments. The prototype will be released by the end of 2017. So it goes on to talk about these banks that are going to be using DLT. So which cryptos are they going to be using if they don't have their own? Here we have it. R3's blockchain network Corda to use XDC as a settlement coin. Not surprising, because Impel, which is the RTGS system and leveraging the XDC network to facilitate cross-border payments, has a bridge connected to R3 Corda, and they're going to be using XDC as a settlement coin. And what else are they going to be using? XRP. R3 launches Universal Settler application to facilitate global payments on Corda. XRP, the first settlement mechanism. So now you may wonder, are banks going to be using distributed ledger technology? We know that it benefits them, but are they going to be using it? Yes, they would. If they were not going to be using this technology, then they would not be signing up with Ripple Net to be able to benefit from XRP, basically, in cross-border payments. You would not have IBM WorldWire, which is used all around in 73 different countries. You would not have any financial institution using IBM blockchain WorldWire, which would be leveraging XLM. And you would not have banks that are going to be using the R3 Corda platform and their private Corda DLT network, which doesn't have a native token, but it wants to benefit from cross-border payments. So it's going to be leveraging two other networks. It's going to be leveraging XDC, the Zinfin network, for settlement, and it's going to be using XRP, the first settlement mechanism. So yes, financial institutions will be leveraging DLT-based, distributed ledger technology-based RTGS payment systems in order to facilitate cross-border payments. I've already just shown you in this video that it's going to happen. And I've already shown you in this video that ISO 22, the messaging standard, from 2016, they were making sure that it's interoperable with distributed ledger technology. That's 2016. They're going live November 2022. If you put all the dots together, what does that mean for these tokens? What does that mean for XRP, XLM, XDC over the coming years? With all these tokens being ISO compatible, why are they ISO compatible in their design? Why is XRP part of the body, the ISO 20022 standard body? It's not all coincidences. Why are banks connecting with RippleNet? Why are banks using IBM World Wire, which would be and financial institutions which will be leveraging XLM? Why is R3 Quarter going to have the ability to tap into XDC and XRP? And R3 Quarter is a private DOT network for banks. Why are they talking about using XRP and XDC for their settlement coins in cross-border payments? Because they're going to be using these tokens. Oh my God, it's when you actually understand this, okay, it's insane. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely crazy. So I hope now you have a better understanding of the bigger picture when it comes to the ISO 20022 messaging standard and its interoperability with DLT-based payment systems like IBM World Wire, RippleNet, and so on, and how this will ultimately give utility to the ISO 20022 compatible cryptos like XRP, XLM, XDC. It would give these cryptos utility because this whole DOT system is going to benefit banks in cross-border payments with instantaneous settlement compared to the system that they're using today. So once full adoption and utilization of DOT-based payment systems by banks occur for cross-border payments, what do you think is going to happen to the value of these tokens? What do you think is going to happen? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so as to not miss my next video. Take care and goodbye.